Alright. I'm just gonna do the video like this. See, I'm trying to use my camera to do this video, but for some reason the microphone doesn't work when I use the camera. I'm just gonna do it like this. And this is an old Android phone, man, so it is what it is. Hey, shalom to you brothers out there. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Peace and salutations to the 1/3 and the 144. So it's early in the morning, about 7-ish, 8 o'clock. I was about to be 9 o'clock actually. I was about an hour off. But I'm just walking in the neighborhood, man, because ever since I got my apartment, you know, I'm pretty much used to it by now. And I've been getting blessed, man. The Lord's been coming through. And you know, every time and every opportunity I get to do these videos, yeah, it's the spirit that does the work ultimately. You know, spirits like to win. We prophesy to the win. See? But I be doing videos in the new covenant, man. And the thing about the new covenant is, it's only for the remnant of Israel that's predestined to make it. The majority of our people teaching is teaching in vain. So that's why everything is being fulfilled as we speak. You know, and we're pretty much at the end of these prophecies, man. Well, all the prophecies being fulfilled is just trickling down to the physical realm. That's why I was like I was in the spirit yesterday, where I was like, "Hey, bring these things to pass, man. Bring the race wars and the martial law and the FEMA camps, man, because all that's gonna do is gonna push the end even quicker. We want these nations to go to war, fight. See, we want all these things to happen, man. And I'm just in a chill spirit, man. But we want these things to happen, and it's all based off the new covenant, because the brothers believing and the Gentiles believing synonymously, these nations are going to war. See, that's the sealing of the elect that's taking place, man. But I was reading the book of Esdras this morning, and the book of Esdras just, it gives me comfort, even though it's a different part of the Bible. We know all these lost books that they took out of the Bible, you know, we can still find them and read them, like the book of Enoch, the book of Esdras, Jasher, so on and so forth. I stick to the Bible because that's the main blueprint. That's the main story. You know, I am the story. That's right, Doc. That's right, brother. I'm not a part of these camps, man. I just say certain words sometimes. But the book of Ezra gives me comfort because it tells you the things, why things are the way they are, why the earth is the way it is, why the chosen people are in the state that they're in. Because Ezra was an Israelite, you see, and the Lord is pretty much explaining to Ezra, you know, from the sin of Adam. Through Adam we all fall, but the second Adam brings righteousness. But that's the perpetual state of mind that humanity is in ever since that fall of Adam. So I just wanted I was gonna go into the book of the Lord's return, the man that came out of the sea, because I did a video of that last year. I was sitting at that school, and everything that I'm bringing out coincides with the new covenant. You know, by us believing, that's bringing the destructions and the carnal stuff that's happening in the world. You know, so the Lord coming back is right on point with that, man, because He's coming back to bring destruction. That's why it says the day of the Lord is destruction. It's darkness, is not light, because it's a day of devastation, man. a day of affliction to the wicked, but to the righteous is a day of rejoicing, because everything we're being working for, it's all going to pay off at the end. You know, and it talks about the Lord coming up out of the sea, man. All the nations were going to war. I'm just gonna, I'm just speaking for Biden, but all the nations were going to war, and they stopped everything that they were doing to fight against the Lord. And he needed help, sword or anything like that, but only a breath of fire came out of his lips, and they were all consumed. See, this is the shit that's gonna happen, man. And I can't wait. I'm excited. So I just like to do these quick videos. And as I'm walking or, at my house, man. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Even when it gets cold, like December, January, it really ain't that cold. Cause it's so hot out here that it only gets to like 50 degrees, you know? And this is me just walking out the canal. I gained some weight, man. But this gospel that we're preaching in the new covenant is a gospel of everlasting life. And this is something that only those that were predestined to get it are gonna understand, man, because it's something spiritual. It's a law of liberty. It's not the carnal law of Moses anymore that keeps you bound, but it's a law of liberty that sets you free. Oh, I only got one. Let me try to see if I can do another one. No, that was two. That's all right. Um, but yeah, man, I'm just over here. Let me see if I can get a scripture. All right, there we go. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 13 right here in verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of the heavens, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had girded himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereon the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet destroyed. So this is talking about the Lord's second return. All these nations are going to be going to war, and the Lord's going to come in the midst of that happening. All these things are going to be happening. The race riots, the martial law, the FEMA camps, and the Lord is going to come. And this is something important to talk about, because this is only just bringing more comfort to the elect, man. So we're lifting up our heads on high, because that's where our redemption draws nigh. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitudes that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, Slakia, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which we prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So Ezra saw the destruction of these nations that try to fight against the Lord, man. And that's how it's going to be. It's not even going to be a battle. Because the Lord is going to be, he's coming back with vengeance. He's coming back with any nation, man. Well, to deliver his elect and to bring destruction upon the nations that fight against him. Some of these nations are going to make it. A lot of these nations are going to be destroyed for fighting against the Lord. It's no difference than the 2/3 of our people too, man. Alright, so let me keep going. And afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound. Not everyone's going to be happy to see the Lord. Only a few. Some are going to be bound. All right. Some are going to be sorry. Only a few are going to be glad. Excuse me. It says, and then was I sick to great fear, and then I awake and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldst receive my prayer. Show me now the interpretation of this dream. So he's going to go ahead and show it to him. It says, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken, and then thou art left behind this in the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time has kept himself. They that be falling into danger are such as have works and faith towards the Almighty. Notice therefore that they which be left behind are more blessed than they which be dead. This is the vision, this is the meaning of the vision, whereof thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom God the highest has a great season, which by his own self shall deliver. Let me read that again. The same is he whom God the highest has kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, which is us the elect, and shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of fire, wind, and a storm, and that he neither held sword nor any instrument of war, but the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to do him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come whereof the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one people against another, one place against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. See? But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. And Zion shall come and shall be shown to all men that was an ad, being prepared and builded like as thou sawest the hill driven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments whereof they shall begin to be tormented, which is likened unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which had carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king whom Salmanasar, the king of Syria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. And in the Book of Mormon, it talked about how the Mormons, when they came over here, to find the Native American, the Gadites, and they knew that they were Israelites, man. So many of our people came over here to, America. That's the lost land of Ashtoreth when it talks about that, to uh, glorify the Lord, the 10 lost tribes. But they took counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might dare keep the statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they enter into the Euphrates by the narrow place of the river, for the Most High has showed them signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they should begin to come, the highs shall stay the springs of the stream, again that they may go through. Therefore sowest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now when he destroys the multitude of the nations that were gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain, and then shall he show them great wonders. Then said I, O Lord, that bearest rule, show me this. Wherefore have I seen a man coming up from the midst of the sea? And he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth may see my son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. This is the interpretation of the dream which thou sawest, and whereby thou only art here enlightened. For thou hast forsaken thy own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law, and sought it. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom, and hast called understanding thy mother. And therefore have I showed thee the treasures of the highest, and after 3 days I will speak other things unto thee, and declare unto thee mighty and wondrous things. It says, and after 3 days, in other 3 days. Then went I into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly unto the Most High, because of his wonders which he did in time, and because he governed us the same, and such things as fall in their seasons. And there I sat 3 days. Man. So I just wanted to do this lesson, man. I just came over here, and this just sparked in my mind to do. So I'm going to give all praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Salutations to the 1/3 and 144. It's just a lesson on the Lord's return. He gave us much comfort in these days that we're heading into. Hey, Shalom.